Here we have a 42 RLE out of a Dodge Nitro. This vehicle was brought in and had some complaints about some bumping and some operational concerns that were intermittent. Got the pan down. We got the pan down. Had a bit of contamination in the pan. Here's what the pan looks like. Magnet, filter. You know, a lot of times, actually, this is the bottom of the filter. A lot of times, the top of the filter will have more, so you can see all the contamination there. So this transmission had obviously a component failure. Component that we're suspecting to failed would be the torque converter. Okay, so when the torque converter failed, the likely situation is that it contaminated the cooler to a point where this transmission attained some operational temperatures that were considerable. Fluid is black, about as black as it can get, and we can see that there's contamination all throughout the entire transmission. This is a VLP style transmission. Okay, the VLP is a variable line pressure system, and the objective of this VLP system is to reduce the running line pressure in a cruise state to basically as low as possible just to keep the clutches holding. Okay, so in this VLP system you have a pulse width modulated solenoid. You also have a pressure transducer that provides a feedback loop to the computer. Now these two components work in conjunction with one another. In addition, you have the solenoid pack here. These two components work in conjunction based on computer data to minimize operating line pressure, and the objective of minimizing operating line pressure is to improve the fuel mileage of the vehicle by decreasing the parasitic loss that is put on the motor by the transmission pump. So the lower you can run the pressure in the transmission, basically the less work that the engine needs to do. Consequently, you're going to have an improvement in fuel mileage. Although the improvement may be very minuscule, it's something, and as these manufacturers are scrambling for better fuel mileage, they're trying to do everything that they can, particularly in this transmission, because this is still only a 4-speed transmission. Many of the transmissions in these vehicles of this vintage are 6-speed, 6 speeds versus 4. So transmission, you see in the transmission, here's where the clutch drums, you can see all the metal that's gotten throughout. So this transmission can be rebuilt, have a lot of wear on bushings, have some additional component requirements, but we're not looking at gear train components. So even with the parts required, solenoid electronics, still going to be able to save money compared to a factory remanufactured transmission. But based on the amount of material that's present here, we're definitely going to need to install a transmission cooler, because all of this material that's present in the bottom of the transmission has probably impacted and caused the cooler to be obstructed, and we can wind up with a repeat occurrence of failure if that cooler is not addressed.